to implicit solutions to separable equations. So recall separable equations took the form, so we had separable equations were in the format h of y times y prime equals f of x. And what we did then was we took the integral of h of y dy, and that should equal the integral of f of x dx. And as we saw in the last video, this usually will not immediately give us an equation y equals. So note, this will often give us an implicit equation. Not in the form y equals. Sometimes we can solve for y, and sometimes it's not really worth it. So sometimes it's not worth it to solve for y. So here we have one more IVP, which will presumably give us something that takes implicit form. So let's go ahead and rearrange this. We can go ahead and divide by y minus 1, y plus 2. And multiply by x squared. That's our rearranged format. This is in the form h of y times y prime is equal to f of x. From here, we can do our integration. This gives us that the integral of 1 over y minus 1 times y plus 2 dy is equal to the integral of x squared dx. On the left-hand side, we are going to need to use partial fractions. So we want to rewrite 1 over y minus 1 times y plus 2 as a over y minus 1 plus b over y plus 2. From here, I know that 1 should be equal to a times y plus 2 plus b times y minus 1. For that first one, let's go ahead and plug in y equals -2 to make that term go to 0. So we have 1 is equal to a times 0 plus b times -3. And we get that our b is equal to -1/3. Then we'll go ahead and plug in y equals 1. And we have 1 is equal to a times 3 plus b times 0. And that tells us that a is equal to a +1/3. So we are therefore looking at the integral of 1/3 over y minus 1 plus -1/3 over y plus 2 dy is equal to the integral of x squared dx. On the left, this becomes 1/3 times the natural log of the absolute value of y minus 1 minus 1/3 times the natural log of the absolute value of y plus 2. And then on the right, this is equal to 1/3 x cubed plus c. If we multiply through by 1/3, or sorry, by 3, you have the natural absolute value of y minus 1 minus the natural log absolute value of y plus 2 is equal to x cubed. And then I'm just going to use a modified constant. So again, here I was just multiplying the entire thing by 3. If we wanted to, we could use our natural log rules. This gives us the natural log of the absolute value of y minus 1 divided by y plus 2 is equal to x cubed plus c1. We could do some work to try to solve for y, but it's not necessarily worth it at this point. Our initial condition was that, sorry, this should have been y, not y prime. Let me fix that. Our initial condition is that y of -1 is equal to 2. So now finding our particular solution. Y of -1 is equal to 2. So we are looking at then the natural log of absolute value of 2 minus 1 over 2 plus 2 is equal to -1 cubed plus c1. Sorry about that. From here, we're looking at the natural log of the absolute value of 1/4 is equal to -1 plus c1. Or c1 is equal to 1 plus the natural log of 1/4. So going back to our original equation, we have the natural log of the absolute value of y minus 1 over y plus 2 is equal to x cubed plus 1 plus the natural log of 1/4. Sorry about that, I muted myself. So again, this is the implicit solution. It's not solved in terms of y, but it still effectively tells us the equation relating x and y.